If there's anything you should avoid, it's articles that blame the wrong person and are condescending about it, no less. You know, like this Vice article. Here we go. So while the article has some legitimate information on the process of what would happen if nobody voted, it has a very snobbish, self-righteous, crummy attitude towards those that don't vote. So, as you can see, there's quite a few, logical fallacies going on here. Sure, Jeff has been known to smoke weed, but don't be too dismissive. Well, that's an ad hominem text, like, you smoke weed, personal attack on his character. Yeah, I know it said, but don't be too dismissive. But that still implies that stoners aren't smart, so yeah, ad hominem attack. It also says voter abstention, aka not voting and being really smug about it, is more than just a stoner thought experiment. No it's not. We're not, non-voters are not smug about it. Because, that's a straw man. Oh, we're smug about it, it's stupid. No, the reason why some people don't vote is because they don't want to be involved in this political process that puts man against man, neighbor against neighbor. Because that's what voting is controlling your neighbor through the political process with your other like-minded neighbors. Controlling your neighbor, controlling your neighbors, that's what voting's all about. You guys who disagree with these guys try to outvote each other. You guys want this for everyone, including for the other guys that don't want it, and vice versa. Therefore, voting is not legitimate if you're pitting people against people rather than having voluntary leadership. It is not freedom, it is not justified, and most certainly is not fair. Also, it's a proud tradition in America, and it's part of that free speech thing Americans value so much, as well as not really giving a shit thing that Americans also love. Well, as I just said, the political process, voting/elections is a scam, designed to keep the elite in power through people's neighbors. It reflects that Vice, being really smug in reality, doesn't really know about that. Projection much, Vice? And yeah, this article is from 2016, but it's still relevant since, well, people still vote. And the notion that if you don't vote, you can't complain still goes around. The article further goes on to say, one political science paper from 2006 found that alienation and indifference each motivated significant amounts of voter abstention in the 1980 through 1988 U.S. presidential elections, which affirms every Gen X slacker stereotype in the book. Not an argument. Okay? Stereotypes are not an argument. Racism, discrimination of any kind is not an argument. So try again, Vice. Try again. But no one voting at all, period? That's a lot different than a bunch of long hairs deciding they'd rather listen to Husker Du cassettes and punch a ballot for Reagan or Mondale. What would happen if, say, a brain parasite? Oh yeah, you gotta love it. They're calling it a brain parasite. That prevents people from voting in any way that infects everyone in America from now until inauguration of day of 2017. And while we're imagining things, let's go back in time and give that parasite to the Americans who already voted by mail. So now they all haven't voted either. Jeb Bush's fantasy come to life. Yeah, I like the part where you acted like you said something smart, but you said a bunch of bullshit. I mean, a bunch of long hairs decided to rather listen to Husker Du cassettes and punch a ballot for Reagan and Mondale. Give me a fucking break. Oh, so calling it a brain parasite? It's like, yeah, knowing the system is bullshit and not wanting to take part in such a thing is a parasite. I mean, come on. This damn article is rich. Okay, the first paragraph of this section is true. Everything else is bullshit. You can't go around without a president of the United States, am I right? I mean, no, you're wrong. Who says we gotta have a goddamn president? The rulers? Well, of course you're gonna say you need a president because they're the goddamn rulers. A president is a ruler, so yeah, you need one. Am I right? Look, obviously these people haven't taken anarcho-capitalism into account to where you don't need elections, you don't need rulers, you don't need violence. that, an elite ruling class have a monopoly and arbitration of called government. So these people are the ones who are wrong, stupid, and ignorant. Oh, and he's still calling it a voting parasite, an anti-voting parasite. And I mean, how dare the electors that work for a tyrannical system dare go against it in even the slightest way? Yeah, how dare they? So, to conclude my analysis of this garbage of an article, he's still calling it a parasite, that nobody wants to vote, and that even the higher-ups can't vote and stuff, and then go to the Secretary of State to determine the next president. But anyways, so there you have it. That's what would happen. Now go out there and make sure you register to vote. Yeah, because registering to be oppressed is such a wise, smart thing to do. I certainly see that Mike Pearl, the writer of this article, I forgot to mention earlier, definitely went out of his way to research anarcho-capitalism. And, how it could work instead of fucking government. Yeah, he most certainly went out of his way to do so. Not. So there you have it, folks. Status who's ignorant, reflecting that that's why he's a statist. Because he's ignorant. So, yeah, it's kind of painful to read the article. It's rather short, but painful to, have to read someone else's bullshit. But we got through it just fine. I got through it just fine. So, yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment. Yeah, that stuff.